Okay, so how Big Ange came about is I went to high school with this other girl named Angie, and she's older than me, maybe like a year or so. And so we always used to party, turn up. And one day I walk in the room and somebody was like, "Oh, Ange is here, but Big Ange is here." And I was like, "Well, who?" Because I'm already in the building. So who is that? And I had to correct them and say, "No, I'm Big Ange, not the little one." I always wanted to be into poetry, like be a poet, do like open mics. And when I was a little girl, like that was like a solace for me. So I always been like crafty, um, just ahead of it, like ahead of the kids. Like I wanted to do more adult stuff. I wanted to listen to Jill Scott and like something for the people. Like I wanted to listen to like a lot of that type of stuff, neo soul, music, soul child. So I used to
When I was
write
in
poems a
elementary
lot,
school,
just what my
I wanted to
circumstances.
be a
And
poet.
I had a fourth grade teacher. Her name was Miss
I wanted to be
Taylor,
like Nikki
and she was just
Giovanni.
really like
I wanted to be
Afrocentric
like
and
Gwendolyn
very
Brooks.
much into
I
poems and
wanted to
teaching
be
us
like
about
Lex
Langston
Maya
Hughes and
Angelou. Maybe even a
he
female
really
Langston
introduced me to a
Hughes.
lot of that. So that's where that came from. Like when I was writing this song, I thought of it like I wrote it out like a
I'm
stanza.
on the road again,
And
and
so
yes, it's
since I
money in
just
my
kept with
bag. That's
that,
what I hold it
this is
in.
a poem.
He thought he knew the
It's a poem
situation,
about
but I
life.
molded up.
It was a poem. It started off as a poem of me saying like it's a combination. I guess I gotta expose that it's a combination of what I was feeling for like three niggas at the time. I ain't gonna lie. I was going through it. But I was feeling three different emotions. So I was like, I started the song and I was this part, and then the next part was something else, and the next part was somebody else. So it was just that's kind of how it came about, the poetry of life. So my friend had a company where we would take loads all across the world. I'm all from California to Texas to so on and so on. And so I was on the road one time in the box truck, and I was just listening to beats, and I came across this beat, and that's kind of where it came from. It's like I'm on the road again. It's just me, Charlie, and my money. Gotta fit the hand. Like Charlie's my dog, and it was just me thinking about all my solo travels, and just how independent, hyper independent I was at that time. And I'm still kind of like really trying to get out of that, like being super hyper independent because you need help sometimes. But I was in a hyper independent stage and I was like, yeah, man, my masculinity, I'm driving trucks. What these niggas gonna say to me? Like, that's really how I was feeling. And I was just on the road, like thinking about my little sneaky link and I was like, damn, like I want to boss up, It was kind of more of a like a I'm telling these niggas I got the money. Yes, money is in my bag. Like that's what I carry it in. Like, you know what I mean? You thinking you know something about me, but you don't know. And I would be at these truck stops and these men would see me bounce out with makeup on, and they looking at me like, what are you doing coming out of that truck? Like, where you going? And I'm just like,
This nigga
I'm
rich.
handling, I'm dropping off the load. Like I'm just
I'm on the
minding
road
my
again.
business. So
It's just me,
that
Charlie,
was
and
kind
my
of like
money.
where
Got a
the
50
energy came
hand.
from
He
too
thought
about
he
it. Like
had me, but
every
I'm out. He about
like
to
I'm
call
telling
my
these dudes,
friend.
like you
She said
looking
she
at me,
met
but
a
I'm
couple
scolding
niggas
you.
about to grab some den.
I ain't
I'm
worried
on
about
my
you. I ain't
shit
stunning
again.
you.
I
Like,
just repeat
and
my
if you
sins.
now you
If I
my
don't
friend
make
again.
it
That
up to
part where I
heaven,
say, "Oh,
hope I
you my
live
friend
again.
again."
I'll
Ain't
do
no
this shit
chasing him.
again.
One day we
Maybe
lovers, then we
repent my
beef, then
sins.
we friends
Then learn my
again.
lesson, count my
Cause like
blessings
one
and
day you
collect
own
my
me, the
wins.
next day you
I
not
know
on
that
me.
God gave
You
me this
chasing
purpose, but
them.
I've
Like
settled
I
in.
don't I
And
don't
if
mess
I'm
with
wrong, then
that,
show me right
But I'm
so
on
I
the
can make
road, so it's
amends.
like
See, I'm a God
I'm
as soon
busy.
as
Yeah, for sure. I definitely learned something from that. I also learned that the world is a scary place, just in general. Just when you're like traveling on a freeway or highway or somewhere you ain't never been before. You don't even know what this state looks like to even know what the road or this what's behind the mountain. It was like a lot of that. Like I had a lot of those feelings, like what's behind here. But I was so curious, I wanted to go. Like I was in that motion. I'm gone. Like, and I had my dog, so I felt good. That's my little emotional support baby. But I'm really supporting her because she's a Chihuahua, so she gonna bite. She gonna bark, And there was a lot of times I'm at these truck stops, like I said, and somebody walk up to the truck, she barking before they even get close, alarming me, like, time to get up, time to go, time to shake the spot. So definitely um, learning to explore and appreciate in life, and like driving it through these meadows and like vineyards and places of like I ain't never seen that, it's like beautiful, so you appreciate life being on the road. Honestly, you appreciate every little thing, and then you go home and you appreciate your bed. I do actually. I think it was a catapult for that, because I wrote a lot of covers during that time. Like a lot of I had another song that I did, but I did a lot of covers. I was like feeling like, you know what, forget like I just need to put out music. I just kind of need to work on it in the background. And so I was like putting out a lot of just creating at that time. And like I am very inspired by like my partnerships and friendships and lovers and stuff like that. So they hear a song about them, baby, they gotta get prepared, because they're gonna be sitting. I can't wait for that moment though, when somebody is like listening to me and they're like, "Was that about what we went through?" Because I love that, you know what I mean? Because it happens, it does happen, and so it was a lot going on. I was going through a bad breakup, had a sneaky link, was doing all kind of stuff. But then talking to this other guy who I felt close to, I was just looking for friendships and stuff. And so at the same time, I was writing a lot of, I was getting motivated to write so much stuff. I was like, dang, I actually like, this single life. I like being like outside and just having the freedom to go from this state to this state to this state to meet people, and then, get some energy. Like honestly, but the music is like a dream. Yeah, like that's the yeah. It's not gonna change, and I've tried to do so many different things in between, even since the driving the trucks. But the music is the only thing I want to do. Like wake up, eat, sleep, music. Like I desire to have a life where we can talk about stuff like this, like the music, and dissect it, because I was going through so much that I was able to put it all in one song from different parts of my life. You know what I mean? Not just one, but just like damn. So that's what the importance of music is. Like there's a line I say, um I'll do this shit again, and if I repeat my sins, if I don't make it up to heaven, hope I live again. Yeah, that I say that part, like, because we live in this life, and we making decisions, right? And it's like I hope I live again. If I don't make it up to heaven, I come back and I do it again. I already feel like I'm on my life 9. Like I'm already at the end of my journey, and we are in that year, and I just feel like I'm already at the end of it. And I'm not saying I'm tired, but I know it. I'm aware. I'm very conscious and aware of like the decisions now, because whoever I was before, she didn't have the voice. She wasn't connected to her throat chakra. She wasn't aligned. She let people make decisions. And I could feel that. I could feel that because I could feel that from like childhood. And so like when I was talking about certain things in here, it's like I would come back and I think about my grandma in that part when I was like, I lived it because I know I'm sinning. You know what I mean? We know we making choices and stuff like that. But I was like, maybe I'll come back and I'll repent. You know what I mean? And this time I'll do it right. And if I'm wrong, then show me right so I can make amends. Like, because it's like people like to tell you how you're wrong in life, but they don't like to show you the right way. They just say, you do this. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but you do this. But it's a part of your choices and being guided the way that you want to be guided, and just filling it out, filling the gaps and where you feel empty and stuff. And I that a part of that too is like that too with this song, because I feel like a part of me wanted to so desperately identify as something as an artist, but I'm still working on that. So this to me, like I even go back because it's not the main song I be pubbing all the time, because it's like I want people to kind of catch this vibe. I want people to kind of like really listen to the song and be like, you know what? Damn, she right. You know what I mean? Like whatever we live in and however we're moving, it's like it's one step at a time, and we're constantly evolving. And it's just like if you get the chance to come back and do it again, would you do it again? Like would you do it better? How would you do it? Are like Bruh said, living in your highest potential? You know what I mean? Are you doing that? Like this year, this life, I woke up. I know I am. You know what I mean? I know I'm trying to do the very best that I can. And I want people to take that from this song. Like when I say, people like to like complain. It's like I guess it's better to complain and say that God ain't fair. You know what I mean? Like it's better to complain. It's better to have all these issues and have empathy and want people to feel for you and all this stuff. But the way I want people to feel is more connected, because I'm still embracing my purpose. I'm literally still doing that every day. Like I have multiple breakdowns. And I think it's a good thing because like the breaking down, the softening, of my heart, it was very hard for many, many years, just with everything that I've gone through. So when I say that I've settled in, it's because I'm here on earth, right? And I don't feel like I'm one of these people. So it's like pretty much I'm an alien. So that's kind of how I was taking that. It's like, but I've settled in, and if I'm wrong, you show me right so I can make amends. So it's like what I was saying is like people they don't want they want to be so stuck in their ways, and I'm so open. That was what I'm saying. I'm so open to fulfilling my purpose and finding the path, right? And just kind of like just trusting the path of it because at first I was like, I'm just gonna navigate and I'm gonna make it, but I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? It's just kind of just taking the back seat, but not I'm still in the driver's seat, but just really trusting like I could relax a little bit. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you gotta be the passenger princess to your own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just let him do his thing. And then that's kind of just where I was at with that. Like I know I've settled in, but still show me right so I can make amends because I don't want it to just be that it's just my way. I am fully immersed in that. Like I've given up, I've surrendered to the idea of stardom, fame, whatever that comes with, because it's with a greater purpose. It's not, oh, I want you to be please be my fan, please follow me. Yeah. No, 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 no. But if you fuck with this vibe, if you fuck with what's real, and if you fuck with the frequency, then you fuck with me. That's just the way it has to flow. Like it's a flow and it's gonna happen. And yeah, I'm going through my personal struggles, and yeah, I got this stuff, and like I don't always choose the right thing. That's the main part of that. It's like you don't always make the right decisions, but you still should seek guidance. Like I said, I surrendered, so there's no more fear in putting God in my music or saying the word, or if that's how that made me feel at that point, and it's like when people are like, why could you do this? Because God did it. I got all this strength from Him. Like I'm not scared to boast that or say that, but for many years I was, and I won't. I won't be sitting here denying that because I feel like that's a part of it. Like that was a part of the penance. That was a part of the time that I spent. I'm so much in the wilderness, and I didn't know what the heck was going on because I was like denying stuff that I was, the gifts, the talents, denying that I could do this and doubted myself by doubting God. So it's no longer, we're not doing that no more. 2025 from here on out, we is on top of it with everything. We're giving all the credit to where all the credit is due. I don't wake up like this and just be like, I'm doing this mechanic work for myself. You know what I mean? I want people to get the vibe. I want people to understand the music. I want people to really like connect. You know what I mean? The energy is here now and everything has shifted. All that bad energy we had in the music industry, all that weird stuff that was going on, that was like literally stopping. And the only way for that to stop is just like in school with a bully. Like the only way to stop the bully is to stand up to the bully. It's to be like, I don't like that. Like I ain't with that. Like you could be a certain kind of way, but don't be the follower, be the leader. Do not give up. That is my lasting words. Do not give up. It does not matter your age, your creed, your color, your content, whatever you're doing, just do it. Yeah. Literally, just do it. There's people that want to see you, and there's somebody that wants to connect with you. There's somebody that wants to identify with you, and people want friends. They do. You know what I mean? I keep tossing that word around here because it's loose, but people want connections, and it's very clear from social media that that is what we want. We want to see inside of each other's lives. So tap in, let's start making real connections, and let's bring back good music, and do not give up. If you really feel like you have talent, hone in on that. And if you are delusional, hone in on that. Delusion. My music is the songs that I have out now. They're out on the platforms. They're there. You know what I mean? And they're just waiting to be streamed. My social media is Big Ange, not the little one, on pretty much all of them. So if you go to Big Ange, not the little one, on TikTok, Big Ange, not the little one, on Instagram, Big Ange, not the little one, on YouTube, But on YouTube, I think it's Big Ange, NTLO is the acronyms of not the little one. And then I have a SoundCloud, the same thing, Big Ange, not the little one. And try to really search me, y'all, because for real, you know Big Ange, R.I.P. girl. That's why I also like her. But R.I.P. people be getting it confused with her when they type it in and they think it's Big Ange from the Mod Wives. But nah, it's Big Ange me.
Said I'm his little busted baby, he don't wanna quit. He buy me diamonds and Chanel, never cost